Good evening and welcome to Citrus TV News live at 6. I'm Anna Giles. Onondaga County Executive Joni Mahoney proposed a new budget today that will cut property tax by $5 per homeowner. A fact sheet was released yesterday detailing Mahoney's plan. Her proposal will cut spending by almost 4%. Marriage is not something most would consider easy, but it has its perks, including a better chance at surviving cancer. Find out how, coming up next. Recent studies show that being married can improve the chances of surviving cancer. Patients who are married are more likely to detect their disease early, receive the best treatments, and live longer. A possible reason for this correlation is that spouses stay on top of their partner's health, pushing them to get regular screenings and proper treatment. And members of the New York State Senate are set to meet in Syrcause on Tuesday to discuss education policies. The state's Committee on Education will talk about high-stakes standardized testing, the new Common Core academic standards, and teacher evaluations. This is the second of 4 meetings being held by the committee across the state. It will take place in City Hall at 11 a.m. and the public's invited. If the House doesn't pass the bill by Tuesday, about 40% of the government stops doing business, leading to departments and parks shutting down and hundreds of thousands of government workers being out of a job for the time being. And I'm Anna Giles. 13 are injured after a gunman opened fire in a Chicago park last night. That's our top story. And more devastating news coming from the Midwest. Unstable Colorado roads are starting to crumble from the impact of deadly floodwaters. Insurance companies are anticipating the disaster will cost homeowners, businesses, and local government nearly $2 billion. Kimmel Dining Hall has been a long-time late-night favorite for many SU students, but slow business might force the food court to close. Citrus TV's Catherine Robinson spoke to students about what they think of the possible shutdown and what SU officials have to say about it. We have a guest here tonight, Ivan Rosales, who was actually a member on the committee who helped select the new chancellor. So, Ivan, tell us about the composition of this committee. How many members were on it, and what were the qualifications? And coming up, a can of beer is great with a game, but it's also good for your health. How can that be? We'll have the details next. Now, don't let the thought of a beer belly turn you off from drinking a nice cold ale with a football game. A new study shows that a beer is a good source of protein and vitamin B and is good for your bone. Memorial services took place yesterday in a fully packed Hendricks Chapel for Onondaga Community College Athletic Director Rob Edson. Many people came out to remember Edson, including head basketball coach Jim Boeheim. iPhone users across the country lined up this morning, some waiting hours to get their hands on the new iPhone models, the 5S and the 5C. It was a beautiful day today, and it looks like those warm temperatures are going to continue. Maddie Oleskovich has your latest weather update. Maddie? All right, Maddie. Yeah, so the temperatures this weekend look very warm and very comfortable. Should we take advantage? I mean, are these going to go away pretty soon? And SU got a visit today from a big figure. Anthony Romero, the executive director of the American Civil Liberties Union, spoke in Watson Theater after holding a reception earlier today at the College of Law. September is Hispanic Heritage Month, and Romero, a Latino, spoke as one of the main events for the Office of Multicultural Affairs here at Syrcause University. 51 people are dead and dozens are wounded in Iraq, where a wave of 14 car bombs exploded in Baghdad. Iraq's Interior Ministry has blamed al-Qaeda-linked insurgents for the coordinated attacks targeted at neighborhoods with a largely Shiite population. The deadliest of the bombings was in Sadr City, where a white car loaded with explosives blew up near a vegetable market. More than 6,000 people have been killed in Iraq this year alone. Secretary of State John Kerry spoke this morning that the U.S. will meet Russia later this month in an effort to discuss a diplomatic solution regarding the use of Syria's chemical weapons on its own people. Charity work from the Clinton Global Initiative could be worth more than $70 billion. The projects begun by Bill Clinton's charity will reach this value when they become fully funded and put in place. Russia said it's willing to remove and destroy the chemical weapons, but only as part of an international coalition. A major struggle will be reaching a deal at the United Nations. His letter, published by the Italian newspaper La Repubblica, denied that he was involved in any cover-up of sexual abuse by priests and talks about everything from Jesus to evolution. Just 2 weeks ago, Pope Francis published a similar letter in the same paper,